All right, you're about to get hearing aids, and two different device names keep coming up, the Oticon Intent and the Widex Allure. It feels like a classic showdown, and frankly it is. These two devices represent a fundamental fork in the road for how technology can tackle hearing loss. On one side, you have the Oticon Intent, with its futuristic artificial intelligence-powered brain that promises to untangle conversation from chaos and noisy restaurants. On the other hand, you have the Widex Allure, a device people rave about for its pure, natural, almost untouched sound quality that musicians adore. I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing Tinnitus in Utah, and we actually use and fit both of these hearing devices with our patients every single week. That means when we talk about their strengths and their trade-offs, it's not just reading from a brochure. It's from seeing how our patients do with them in their daily lives. Let's be honest, hearing aids aren't cheap. And the last thing anyone wants to do is drop thousands of dollars on the wrong pair of hearing aids. That's kind of a scary thought. But if you understand what makes these two hearing devices tick, you'll feel way more confident walking into the appointment with your audiologist. In this video, we're going to break down the real-world differences between these two incredible hearing aids. Let's face it, most hearing aid marketing sounds exactly the same. Every brand promises clarity, comfort, and cutting-edge technology. That's why we're skipping the brochure talk and getting real about what each of these actually do. We're not reading from the spec sheet, we're exploring how they actually feel and perform day to day. Now, I have a hearing loss, and when I first tried these two side by side, I was shocked. One made me feel like I was hearing through a headset, the other, like nothing changed, in a good way. By the end, you'll have a much clearer picture of which device is calling your name. Now, before I dive too far into the technology, you've got to understand the big idea between each of these brands. They're both trying to help you hear better, but they go about it in completely different ways. Oticon is all in on the concept they call brain hearing. Their whole philosophy is that your ears are just sound collectors. Your brain is putting in all the work. So their goal isn't just to crank up the volume, it's to give your brain a complete, detailed soundscape so it can do its job with less effort. Think of it as handing your brain a perfect drawn map of the room so it can easily decide where to focus. The Oticon Intent uses a deep neural network, a type of artificial intelligence trained on millions of real-life sounds, to organize everything around you, creating a sharp contrast between voices and noise. This is all designed to cut down on the listening fatigue that wears you out. Widex, on the other hand, has always been the champion of natural sound. Their mission is to make you forget you're even wearing a hearing aid. And for years, musicians and audiophiles have praised Widex for their sound quality, and the Allure is built on this legacy. Their core technology aims to process sound so blindingly fast that it gets rid of that artificial digital sound quality that some hearing aids have. Widex's ZeroDelay technology processes sound in under 0.5 milliseconds, which helps create a pure, uncolored, and immersive sound they call PureSound. They want to preserve every little detail from the crisp notes in the symphony to the rustle of the leaves on a quiet walk. So you've got this fascinating matchup. Oticon, the smart sound organizer, versus Widex, the purest of natural sound. This difference in thinking is the key to understanding everything we're about to compare. The Oticon Intent is built on a new platform with what they call 4D sensor technology, and this is where it gets seriously futuristic. The hearing aid has sensors that actually monitor your head and body movements and whether you're in a conversation, and also looking at the general noise around you. By analyzing these 4 dimensions, the device actually tries to figure out your listening intention. Are you turning to talk to someone new over here? Or are you walking down a loud street? The device uses this data to instantly adapt its sound processing to what it thinks you need in that exact moment. All of this information is then fed into a second-generation deep neural net. Oticon trained this artificial intelligence on millions of real-world sound scenes. Think of it like a tiny genius-level sound engineer living inside your ear. It doesn't just muffle noise, it analyzes the entire 360-degree soundscape, identifies every sound, and then rebalances the whole scene to make speech pop while keeping important background sounds present but not distracting. It's a very active, hands-on approach to sound. The Widex Allure is built on a totally different but just as impressive foundation, the W1 chip. For Widex, it's all about speed. Their big claim to fame is the ZeroDelay technology, which, as mentioned before, processes sound in under 0.5 milliseconds. Why should you care? Because that tiny lag between hearing a sound with your own ear and hearing the processed version from the hearing aid can create a weird home filter effect. By getting rid of that delay, Widex delivers a seamless, natural sound experience they call PureSound. Instead of an artificial intelligence that reorganizes the sound around you, Widex uses a feature called Speech Enhancer Pro. This meticulously analyzes incoming sound, separating it in dozens of bands to pinpoint exactly what is speech and what is noise. It then lifts the speech out of the background noise while keeping you aware of your surroundings. It's less aggressive than Oticon's, but it's all about keeping the soundscape intact and natural, simply enhancing the speech rather than rebuilding it completely. If this breakdown is clearing some things up for you and you're starting to picture which of these devices might fit your life better, do me a favor and give this video a like. It really helps other people who are wrestling with the same types of decisions on what hearing aid to get. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on our next deep dive into hearing technology. So the make or break question for most people with hearing aids is, how does it handle a noisy restaurant? This is where you can truly feel the difference between Oticon and Widex Philosophies. The Oticon Intent was practically born for this challenge. Its More Sound Intelligence 3.0 technology, powered by that second-generation deep neural net, is a noise-handling powerhouse. It provides strong background noise suppression, and when the 4D sensors detect a complex environment with lots of speakers, the system goes to work creating contrast. It actively dials down the clatter of forks and the chatter from other tables to boost the clarity of the voices you're trying to listen to. Our patients often say conversations feel way less exhausting with Oticon because the hearing aid does the hard work of filtering out the chaos. One patient actually told me he stopped pretending to hear people at family dinners because the Oticon just gets it when the room gets noisy. The Widex Allure tackles the restaurant from a totally different angle. It's not trying to erase background noise. Instead, its Speech Enhancer Pro works to maintain a natural balance between the speech you want to hear and the environment you're in. You'll still hear more of the restaurant, the music, the buzz of other conversations, but the voices at your table will be enhanced and lifted to the forefront. The goal is to help you feel more present and immersed and not cut off from surroundings. Let's talk about the hardware itself. How do they look and they feel? The Oticon Intent is the company's smallest rechargeable receiver in the canal hearing aid yet. It's sleek and discreet and has an IP68 rating for water and dust resistance. The battery life is strong, offering about 20 hours of battery life on a full charge. And here's a lifesaver. A quick 30-minute charge in its charging case can give you 8 hours of power, perfect for those times you forgot to charge them overnight. The Widex Allure is also very compact and comfortable. It consistently gets high marks from users for comfort. The battery life is also really good. Most people get up to 25 hours with typical use, though heavy streaming from your phone will lower that number a little bit. It also has that same IP68 rating as Oticon's. So in terms of build and design, both are great. This choice really boils down to your personal preference on fit and feel. So where do we land in all this? It all circles back to your individual hearing loss and communication needs. Your audiologist should get a feel for your preferences. Do you want a hearing aid that thinks for you, or do you want one that disappears into the background so naturally you forget it's there? Oticon is like driving with a GPS that reroutes every second. Widex is more like walking through your neighborhood and the streets you know by feel. At Timpanogos Hearing Tinnitus, we recommend the Oticon Intent when your hearing test finds a significant hearing problem in the presence of noise, or you frequently find yourself in noisy places like restaurants, busy offices, and family dinners. Or you like the idea of an adaptive device that actively anticipates your needs by sensing your movements, and you have a more significant hearing loss and need more robust noise reduction to find clarity. The Widex Allure is recommended in our clinic when you need a more natural, authentic sound quality. You might be a musician or a music lover or someone who is just sensitive to processed sounding audio. Your daily life might also be more quiet to moderately noisy, and you want to feel more connected to your environment. The Widex Allure really shines if you have a mild to moderate hearing loss and prefer a more natural balance over aggressive noise suppression. In the end, there's no single best hearing aid. The best one is the one that works for your ears, your brain, and your lifestyle. And as I always say, make sure your hearing care provider takes the time to do real ear measurements to verify that your hearing aids are truly personalized to your hearing loss. And if you're here in northern Utah and you would like to hear the difference for yourself, you can schedule an appointment for a better hearing consultation in our office by visiting our website. And if you'd like a deeper dive into the Oticon Intent and the Widex Allure, as well as other top hearing aids currently available, you can watch this video or get a copy of our guide to the best hearing aids of 2025. Links can be found in the video description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.